news topic for the day. And it's going to be something that hits very, very close to home. No summit for Clutch Gamers. And kalungkutan po ang nangyari yesterday sa kanilang Facebook page. In-announce ng Clutch Gamers that they will indeed miss the Summit 7, pointing out that hindi nila na-accomplish or na-approve ang kanilang visa in time for the event. Now, I have been in contact with the team and they have said that they are still going to compete at Moscow for Epicenter this weekend, and in fact, the team will be flying out today. So, ano bang nangyari? As far as we know right now, and as far as we are able to tell you, nagkaroon ng miscommunication between the type of visas na kailangang i-secure ng players. There are two types of visas usually secured when you're going to compete in the United States. A B1 or a business visa is usually what is used in the last few years. However, since the United States has also recognized esports athletes as true competitors and sports competitors, they are also sometimes required to complete a P1 athlete's visa, which has different costs and different requirements. Mukhang nagkaroon po ng miscommunication between the organizers and the team and the embassies concerned, the Philippine and the US Embassy combined. And so because of that, hindi na ma-accomplish ng team. Now, it's important to note that babalik ang Clutch Gamers ng Pilipinas ng June 12. And the event for the Summit 7 is still on June 14. However, because may malaking time na wala dito ngayong weekend and this coming week ang Clutch Gamers in the Philippines, it's looking like there will not be enough time to remedy the situation. So, yun lang po ang ating news updates for today. That's it for our daily gig. We will go straight towards ating matinong usapan to talk a little bit more deeply about the visa situations ng Pilipinas. So, matinong usapan actually starts right now. Lalagyan namin to ng transition. Alright. So guys, visas. 3-1 na po tayo. 3 beses na tayo nagkakaroon ng problema sa visas. First, it was at TI6 na naareglo naman. Right? TNC versus execration. Little story for you guys. Kasama po ako doon sa team that tried to help them. It was a joint effort. Jobert Yu from Garayat Concepts and the Philippine Esports Association na chairman was pivotal in helping us get the visas on time. There was also Peso, which I was a part of dati, kami ni Trike. And then of course there was Twitch, and then there was Mineski. Everyone helping these organizations makuha yung visa nila on time. Nakuha nila. Now, Boston, talo naman tayo doon. Hindi nakalipad po ang execration for Boston once again because visas were not secured at a fast enough rate para makasali sila sa tournament. Kalungkutan. Ngayon naman, tinamaan ulit tayo ng sakuna. And actually, kung iisipin mo, si Gabi ulit ang madedenay ng kanyang chance maglaro in an international LAN in the States. So ano po ba ang nangyari? So in the case of Clutch Gamers, one thing that I can share with you, and we are helping, well, me in a personal capacity, I'm helping the team. There are a few things na kailangan nating malaman. Magkaiba po ang requirements ng B1 business visa from a P1 athlete's visa. For one thing, an athlete's visa is tied to the organizer. It has different costs. Magkaiba po yung bayad in order to secure a P1 visa. I believe in order to secure a P1 visa will cost you $5,000 US. And so that's a very, very big commitment. Alos kalahating milyon per player. Per player. So it's 5,000 times 49 pesos per player ang kakailanganin. And from what I can understand of the situation, Clutch Gamers were informed of this pretty late. Yung una nilang in-applyan was the B1 visa. The embassy told them this is not the correct one. And so, when they have to apply for a P1 visa, masyado nang late para ma-secure yung requirements na yon. So right now, everyone involved in helping Clutch Gamers are trying to see if there's any chance, but to temper expectations, for all intents and purposes, Clutch Gamers will miss the Summit 7. Now, bakit naging ganon? It's very important to understand na in the last few years, America has, this is not an immigration issue, this is not a Trump issue. In the last few years, yung the American embassies or the American Immigration Bureau, na-recognize na nila na esports is a big thing, and so these esports athletes are athletes. So on one hand, magandang development yun, but on the other hand, it also means that there's stricter regulation. In the past, kung esports player ka, pwede kang kumuha ng tourist visa, sabihin mo lang, you're going to LA. Tama naman, you're going to LA. But then you'll also compete for that weekend. Obviously, hindi yun 100% legit. It's a gray area. And walang protection. For example, pwedeng hindi ka bayaran ng organizer dahil tourist naman yung pinunta mo dun eh. Diba? Hindi mo naman dineclare na ikaw ay isang competitor. So these things used to happen in the world of esports. Now, with the protections that come in with the P1 athletes visa, also come very strict regulation. And because of that, na minsan tinatamaan tayo nung miscommunication between embassies, organizers, and the player organizations themselves. So, some misconceptions na kailangan nating ayusin. Parang kilala ko yun yung kamay na yun, kamay ni Cake po yun. So, in these situations, kailangan nating intindihin. Number one, ano ba ang role ng Philippine organizations? Well, for the Philippine organizations, PESO, Mineski, Philippine Esports Association or PESPA, pwede silang magbigay ng letter of proof na nagsasabi na itong mga taong tong nag-a-apply ng P1 visa, totoong esports competitor sila, totoong Filipino national sila. But some misconceptions ang nakikita ko sa social media na nagsasabi na nasan ba ang office ni Senator Bam? Nasan ba ang ganito, ganyan, kailangan tulungan. For these situations, guys, while in the past tumulong si Senator Bam, ang tulong na ginawa niya is to connect yung office niya with the esports organizations and the people in the embassies. And nagawa na niya yon. So right now, all of these organizations, meron na silang direktsyong linya sa mga embassies involved, the point persons to be called. In the past, hindi po inaayos ng opisina ni Senator Bam ang visa mismo because that's not within the powers of the Senate of a senator's office. So, in this situation sa Clutch Gamers, na-alert ang opisina ni Senator Bam and I believe they were connected with Clutch Gamers but because of the miscommunication, talagang hindi inabot. So, in the future, one thing na kailangan natin gawin as an industry para maayos to in the future is to make sure that the organizers and the teams, they talk to each other as early as possible para wala nang sabit. In this situation, sumabit tayo kasi B1 yung sinabi ng isa, pagpunta P1 pala, wala nang oras. And in that situation, walang makakatulong because it is simply a time constraint. So, ganun po ang nangyari sa Clutch Gamers. It's very, very sad. And I hope hindi siya mangyayari sa TI if and when a Filipino team qualifies or is invited for the event. Now, in the case of TNC, I do know na meron silang enough manpower and staff to make sure na makakapunta talaga sila because natuto na sila sa nangyari last year. But for teams like Clutch Gamers na bago pa lang, including their management, sometimes nagkakaroon pa rin ng ganitong mga problema. So that's it for Matinong Usapan. Once again, it's a very sad situation ang nangyari and no one really to blame but miscommunication. So in the future, protocols have to be maintained. Protocols dapat maging parte na ng organization themselves. Natatanungin yung organizer, kailan ba to? Anong kailangan? P1 na kami agad. Right? And that might also mean that in the future, if isa ang esports organization, kailangan mo nang mag-save up ng pera for your P1. Otherwise, masasayang yung opportunity mo. So that's it for Matinong Usapan ngayon. Meron kaming isang announcement, by the way. We will be casting Epicenter. We will be casting Epicenter starting on Sunday and going throughout all of the week. So, nakakuha, I believe na areglo po ni Kuya Nick and ni Trike ang ating broadcast rights for Epicenter. So, we will be coming out with coverage for that. So, antabayanan nyo po yan. And of course, we will also be casting Galaxy Battle. Zota Cup, unfortunately, we cannot because we are not a broadcast partner, but we hope you understand. So, thank you for joining us sa Matinong Usapan. Pupunta tayo ngayon sa ating chat. So, what's up sa chat?
May tanong kanina, di
Okay, so tanong ni Only Oreo, di ba yung sa execution dati same issue din, hindi P1 visa